It is warm outside. The cherry blossoms are in bloom, but it is cold in here. You know what that means? Playoff hockey. I spoke with Devontae Smith-Pelly, who is in his first full season and first playoff with the Capitals. I asked him in the locker room, are you guys talking about the postseason woes? And he says, absolutely not. No talk of second round exits or the Penguins. So we don't talk about that. Okay. If you would have told them when Pittsburgh eliminated from the playoffs last year that they'd have another chance to take down the Penguins, that's exactly how they draw it up. Well, that wish going to come true here tonight as the Capitals have another chance to take down the Stanley Cup champions, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Oh my gosh, Jim, I can't even begin to tell you. The Capitals are rewriting their history. For the first time in 20 years, they are heading to the Eastern Conference Finals. And being here in Pittsburgh, watching this game, that final 20 minutes of the third period, the most stressful hockey, but tack on to that overtime, stressful. Guys, the Capitals, they have worked since October to get this far. It's been 20 years for this franchise since they have made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And as our friend and the radio voice of the Capitals, John Walton, said, they have exercised their demons. Countdown to Tom Wilson's return to game action is finally down to hours. The Capitals forward will be returning to the ice for live playoff action for the first time in 10 days in this year's Eastern Conference Final. Now back in the starting lineup, I asked Wilson what he learned about his team while he was forced to watch them on the ice. He told me he realized how resilient this team was and how other guys can step up when someone's out. Live from Tampa, Sherree Burruss, News 4 Sports.
He's going to be extra hungry to get back in there. Sherree, good stuff. They're playing some wacky music to try to get in your head. That's good focus back there.
They challenge us every time we're in a different city. Well, Dave, TJ Oshie told us that their phrase is that they are all in and they are buying into that. And they got greedy here in Tampa, stealing 2 road wins. Now, they knew that the Lightning were going to come out and play their best hockey tonight. But like we've seen so far this postseason from the Capitals, they're able to overcome that adversity. It's how you look at it for the Caps. 2 wins away from the Stanley Cup Finals, 1 loss away from their season ending after losing 3-2 here in Tampa. But this year, they've beaten Pittsburgh in the playoffs, and their next hurdle is winning this Game 7 to get closer to winning a Stanley Cup of their own.
We're tossing to Sherree Burruss, who is live right now in Tampa. And Sherree, we've got a really nice setup here. I'm thinking you're inside the stadium down there, and you don't have happy hour like we do.
Unfortunately not. I don't know who I need to speak to about that, but we do hope that the Capitals are happy in a couple of hours. This is going to be the biggest game of the season for the Capitals, and for some of these players, it's the biggest game of their career. In just a couple of hours, 2 of the best words in sports. Game 7. This will be the Caps' 101st game of the season, so they have played a lot of hockey, but no game is more important than tonight's Game 7. And the Capitals preparing for this big night by knowing that everyone needs to contribute, which is a key to their success because the winner moves on to the Stanley Cup Final. We are finally here, 20 years in the making. I'm Sherree Burruss live at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, where the Capitals and Golden Knights are getting ready for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. It has been 26 years since one of the 4 DC major sports teams has won a championship. So the Capitals trying to do something here that no one in DC has done for a while. Well, we are now joined by NBC Sports Washington play-by-play Joe Beninati. I know it's loud in here, but how excited are you to see this matchup between Braden Holtby and Marc-Andre Fleury? A spark plug for this Capitals team has been Evgeny Kuznetsov. What have you seen from his elevated play so far this postseason? Being here in Vegas for the Stanley Cup Final, it's really something special and something to behold, but it might not be more special for anyone than Capitals captain Alex Ovechkin. This is his 13th year in the league with Washington, but this is the closest he's ever gotten to winning the Stanley Cup. We are here on the TJ Oshie, his family. We are also joined by Chandler Stevenson. You're seeing Jacob Vrana here and Alex Chazon, and with some of the equipment staff. We just started getting rolling, and I can't tell you how beautiful of a day it is. It felt so good just to say that the Caps made the Stanley Cup Final, but the cherry on top, being able to say we are here for the championship parade, the Washington Capitals, the Stanley Cup champions. All these guys you're seeing here, this bus, they scored a goal at some point this postseason, contributing to the team's success.
It's a beautiful day. We couldn't ask for anything more. Everyone soaking it all in, even the little ones here. So stay with us all afternoon.
It was amazing. I mean, I obviously did not play any hockey whatsoever to get us to this point, but you could just feel the energy. And, I was even overwhelmed with just the reaction of the fans. Everyone loved Oshie. He was going back and forth between the sides to see who could cheer louder. Jacob Vrana had a microphone. These guys were just soaking it in, and they've admitted they've worked really hard to get to this point.
I was just in awe at everything. I don't know about you guys. There was just so much to take in, and this being the Capitals' first championship parade, it was everything we imagined and so much more. Captain Alex Ovechkin, he said it best today. He said, I thought it was going to be crazy, but it was absolutely nuts.
We've missed you the last couple of weeks. You want to talk about where you've been while the Caps were winning the Stanley Cup?
So I got married on June 2nd. Awesome. I got back from my honeymoon at St. Lucia this morning at 12:30.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we landed from Charlotte this morning, got about a couple hours of sleep. Here we are. It's the parade. It's been how long? I was not here for the last one, so this is certainly reason to get
the last victory parade, 1992.
I was born before 1992,
yeah,
but
just
I was
barely.
in DC. Yeah, just barely.
That's amazing. That speaks so much to how incredibly tough as a worker you are.